How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Linear Bounded Phenogram. So, let me get this straight on the events that have happened so far. Well, actually, I don't think I can cover everything. This has been such a wild route. But, yes, there are 3 world lines that we are concerned with, and I don't really know what the final goal is. Maybe just to avoid all this chaos and make sure that Mayuri isn't getting kidnapped, and that we aren't having to, I guess, owe whoever that we have to owe 3 million yen. I'm not really sure where that's come from yet. I think I'm getting an idea, but I can't remember. But we are back into the second world line after we had returned to the first world line, and when I say returned, it's not really returned. It's like an infinitely close enough world line to the first one that we were in this route, and now we're back into an infinitely close one to the second. And it's as if nothing has changed here, because we're in front of a burning building, and I think it's the same situation where they were cooking and now the place is on fire. Let's see what's happening here. I don't know what to say to her. While searching for words, Mayuri continued. Thank you. For what? Okay, so that happened. Apparently I managed to rescue Mayuri out of the fire in this world line too. It's getting more and more certain that this is either World Line 2 or near World Line 2. Mayuri said repeatedly, tears trickling down her face. Without saying a word, I lay my hand on her head and gently stroke her ash-covered hair. And then came Daru. He spoke blankly as he stared at the blazing fire. It's always that sketchbook, huh? Yeah, come on. Kyowa Kyoma is no weeb. It was too much of a hassle to explain. I just told Daru he was right about the carbon monoxide poison to get the conversation moving. I see. The debt's interest was 0% if it was paid within a month. So if we sold the sketchbook and received the 3 million yen, we could have paid the debt in full. But...
ナダル、ここは思い切って借金を踏み倒すというのはどうだろう。設定された利息は法律に反しているから返済の義務はないみたいなことを助手は言ってたぞ。
そんなのが通用する相手だと思うん？アットちゃんに書いてあったじゃん。
Daru took out his cell phone and turned the browser screen toward me. The page said the following.
ダル、お前見せるべき書き込みを間違えてないか。ここにはモンド審判は良心的って書いてあるぞ。
Okay, so yeah, it says Mondo Shinpan is really fair. Shinpan can be trusted. It is better than any credit company. Seriously, nobody can refute this. Bad credit, no problem. News can't cover it. It's so real. They have such bargain prices. No force, no pressure here. Health insurance, whatever you needed money for, they've got you covered. It reminds me of my own mother. How do I get rid of this? I can't remember how to do it here. Oh well. But anyways. When you give it a try, the Crush Hall competition, you won't regret it.
オカリン、本当に覚えてないん？このアットちゃんの書き込み、ゆうべも見せたっしょ。その時はスラスラと普通に読んでたじゃん。
I thought for a while.
いや、今もスラスラと普通に読んだが。
何それキモい。笑えないよオカリン。こんなの縦読みに決まってんだろジョコ。
縦読み？はあ？縦に読むのか。
Now that he mentioned it, I finally realized that I was doing it wrong. I look at Daryu's phone screen once again, reading the first word of each line. Mondo Shinpan is seriously bad news. They force insurance money. It will crush you. Oh my god. Yeah, that is what it says. Holy shit.
Mondo Shinpan gachi yabai. 保険金かけて沈められる。
ちなみにこの書き込みを見つけてくれたのはマキセ氏ね。オカリンがモンド審判でお金を借りたことを知ってマキセ氏がググったんだ。
Ah, so it was Kirisu. Decrypting code like this would be piece of cake for @channeler Chris.
で、この書き込みをきっかけにして他にもモンド審判についていろいろと調べてみたんだ。そしたら出るわボロボロと怪しい噂だらけだったんだよ。オカリン、マジやばくね？このままだとオカリン、本当に沈められちゃうかも。
Crush. No. I don't want to be crushed. I really don't want to be crushed. So what should I do? D-mail? Time leap? As I contemplated this, I looked up at Oyama Building. Or at the one, Oyama Building. The one that's burning, of course. It seems like the flames have gotten even stronger. I mean, this is bad, really bad. I finally regained my cool. The sketchbook, the debt, the possibility of ending up at the bottom of Tokyo Bay with cement shoes, all are merely minor concerns. Is that last one truly a minor one? Compared to the harsh reality that our precious sanctuary, filled with so many fond memories, was being incinerated in front of my eyes. And this obviously takes precedence. Furthermore, beyond those flames lies the phone wave, named subject to change, and time leap machine. That gadget, a product of mere coincidence. Once it turns into ash, we will never be able to recapture it. What should I do? What the fuck? What am I supposed to do?
どうするも何もないか。
I growl as I kick the ground.
オカリン、どこ行くん?
I heard Daryu's voice behind me, but I didn't have time to respond. I ran up the stairs toward the second floor, looking straight ahead. I opened the door and burst once more into the lab. This would be my third time. No matter how many times I enter this scorching hell, I don't get used to it. Furthermore, the more I repeat it, the fire is hotter and hotter the fire gets. The flames have spread wide and now lick the ceiling. I can't breathe, I can barely keep my eyes open. The extreme heat penetrated deep into my core, and I felt like my internal organs were being burned. But even then, I couldn't back down. I covered myself in a nearby lab coat, and with all the resolve I could muster, jumped through the raging flames. I clear the roaring sea of fire, and into the development room I go. When I tumble in, the phone wave named subject to change is laying there on its side, undamaged. The X68000, the monitor, keyboard, and headgear, are all there. But in this extreme heat, it's possible that the sensitive internals have damaged. I press the power button on the X68000 with a prayer on my lips. With the distinctive CRT startup sound, the monitor lit up. I had already decided what to do. Steins Gate is telling me to leap. Then leap I shall. I will leap to the past. The fire will eventually reach this place, destroying all these machines in the process. But even if the machinery could be saved, I cannot simply accept this lab burning down as a historical truth. It'd cause a lot of trouble for the neighbors, and the owner would probably beat me to death. Which is why I must, by any means necessary, prevent this fire from breaking out. And in order to do that, I must time leap. I did not consider D-mail to be a valid option. I'd already sent one in this worldline too, after all. It allowed me to prevent the fire, but in its place... Oh yeah. That's honestly where we would just end up. Right back to there being pizza sauce all over the place. Anyway, there's no time. The fire is getting distressingly close. I type away at the keyboard, inputting the settings. The time leap destination is 3 hours ago, 180 minutes. Because we still haven't closed the book on Mayuri's kidnapping case, I chose that time in order to give myself enough time to investigate it. The preparations are all made. The 42-inch CRT downstairs should still be on. I already confirmed it on the way up here. The headgear is already on my head. Now all I need to do is activate the time leap machine. I took several deep breaths and then spoke.
Yes. Hiko.
Okay, so we got to this world line by trying to tail Mayuri, right? So what happened to that? How is it that we ended up with the same situation? Maybe that's what we're doing right now. A sound like knives in my ears. My head feels like someone stuck their claws in my brain and shook as hard as they could. I clenched my teeth until it passes. And then, when the pain eventually subsided, I noticed Kirisu's face right next to mine.
どうしたの? 大丈夫?
A cell phone in my right hand. The sun in the sky to the west. The hands on my watch point to 4:40.
タイムリープ成功か。
え? 何?
いや、なんでもない。
I'll have to tell her all about time leaps eventually. But right now I needed to get a grasp on my surroundings. I turn to Kirisu and ask,
俺たちは今何をしている?
は?
意味がわからないだろうが、今はひとまず何も聞かずに教えてくれ。わけは必ず後で話すから。頼む。
Kirisu narrows her eyes in suspicion, not brow. And then realization dawning on her face, she looked directly at me.
いけない。こんなところで立ち止まってる場合じゃないわ。行きましょう。
行くってどこに?
決まってるじゃない。マユリの後を追うのよ。
Kirisu runs down the street. I look beyond her to see Mayuri's tiny back, slowly moving into the distance. I see, that's one mystery solved. Apparently Kirisu and I were following Mayuri. I rushed to keep stride with Kirisu.
D メールが届いたんだな。マユリ尾行せよ。犯人捕らえねば。誘拐阻止困難の D メールが。
そうだけど、どうして今さらそんなこと聞くの？
We keep moving as we talk. Looking straight forward, trying not to lose sight of Mayuri.
D メールが届いたのは何時何分だ？
15時24分。ちょうど橋田と買い出しをしているところだったわ。
ダルはどうした？
だから置いてきたって。残りの買い出しを任せて、私は一足先にラボに戻ったの。ねえ、そんなことよりもこのやりとりは何？からかってるの？
わけは必ず後で話す。そう言っただろ。で、その後は俺にメールを見せたのか？
マユリにもね。
なんだって？
I couldn't help but stop. But Kirisu kept going. I immediately ran after her and asked.
どうしてマユリに教えた？それでは尾行の意味がないだろうが。
教えるべきだって言ったのはあんたでしょ？
俺が？
マユリの気配を消していなくなる能力は異常。普通に尾行しても見失ってしまう可能性がある。よってマユリにも伝えておくべきだ。そもそも誘拐の危機が迫っているというのに、本人にそれを教えなければ警戒のしようがないだろう。そう言ったじゃない。
I mean, I guess there's a point, but now she's going to be aware that she's going to get targeted or something. Naturally, I had no recollection of ever saying this, but it certainly sounded like something I would say.
じゃあ、マユリは俺たちが尾行していることを知ってるんだな。
あれが知らない人間の挙動だと思う？
Mayuri stops walking with an exaggerated stretch, turning around to look at us. After confirming that we were still here, she placed her hand on her side, sneakily waved at us, and then turned back to start walking again. Sheesh.
一応普段通りに行動してとは言ってあるんだけど。
Yeah, that's not gonna work. She's fully aware that she's being followed, so she's gonna act totally suspicious. And because of her acting that way, and, you know, showing that she is being followed, I don't think she's gonna get kidnapped.
まあ、ある意味普段通りではあるが。
さあ、そろそろ教えてもらえる？一体この記憶喪失ごっこは何？
So that's probably why we're back in this world line. She's just gonna head back to the lab and cook with Daru, and boom, fire. How many times have I explained the same thing? If I included all the other world lines, it would be impossible to count. But I have the hang of it now that I've done it so many times. I know just how to make Kirisu understand as quickly as possible. That said, as quickly as possible still takes quite a while if I start from the beginning. By the time I'd explained everything, the world around me was dyed in a deep crimson. Damn, we're walking all over the damn place. And just talking and talking and talking. We're still going, holy shit.
それにしても犯人のやつ、一向に姿を見せないな。
かれこれ1時間以上も尾行を続けてるけど、接触してきたのはティッシュ配りのお兄さんだけね。
メイド喫茶のスカウトにも声をかけられないとは情けないもんだ。
Wait, we're going to the same place that we were. What the fuck? Okay, wait. Okay, this is the problem right here. Kirisu had apparently asked Mayuri to wander around Akiba without any particular destination in mind. If she was actually naturally going to go out, she would have had a destination in mind, and that would have been when the kidnapping was going to happen. But because of the way that she's acting and how she's just wandering all over the damn place with us tailing behind her, her fully knowing that, it's not going to work out, I think. I just don't think it's a optimal plan of any sort. Mayuri did as she was told, wandering all over town. Kirisu and I maintained our distance, but continued to follow after her.
ねえ、念のため確認しておくけど、イクスイコール黒マントの連中と考えてもいいのよね。
Kirisu asks as we move.
はあ、第三世界線でラボにやってきたのは連中だからな。
I continued.
ただし、今どこかでマイリを連れ去る機会を伺っているのだとしたら、あんな身なりはしていないと思うが、いくらなんでもあの格好では目立ちすぎる。
そもそもこんな人の多い場所でマユリを拉致しようとなんてするかしら。
The very moment Kirisu expressed her doubts... What the? A dark shadow crossed the road in the distance, and by the time we realized it, Mayuri had disappeared. Huh? I was dumbfounded.
行くわよ、岡部。
Kirisu's sharp voice strikes my eardrums.
くそ。
I break out running, my feet pounding the asphalt. Oh my god, yeah, it's a fucking cult member. We turned into an alley to see a black shadow running along, pulling Mayuri's hand. A black hood. You got some nerve, you son of a bitch. You think you can... What the fuck? Oh, god damn it, game. How am I supposed to get in the mood here? When you're just... God damn. Fuck you, mages. Fuck everybody that translated this shit. You think you can take Mayuri away in public while it's still light out, all the while wearing such conspicuous outfit? Wow, there's like a lot of errors in that whole line. You know what? Translators are fine. It's just whatever their system was for, you know, correcting, you know, editing the lines. Oh my god. Well, what are you all doing? I sped up and ran as fast as I could toward the black hood. Little by little, I closed the distance. I've already passed Kirisu. Now she's behind me. She yells.
待ちなさい!
But that's hardly enough to stop the black hood. He won't even turn around. He continues to run toward the distance, pulling Mayuri along. Then suddenly, both of them disappear. They'd reach the end of the road and turn right at that corner. I take the same turn. Onto Chuadori, the sidewalk is packed with people. When I look down the street, I can see the black hood and Mayuri weaving through the crowd. I maneuver through the crowd and follow. I bump shoulders with some people, but I didn't care. At this rate, Mayuri will be taken away. The plan will fail. The worst will happen. I chased after the black hood with all my might, pushing those unsettling thoughts aside. Then the black hood suddenly changed course, running across Chuadori to the other side of the street. There were no crosswalks or traffic signals, so he took Mayuri and darted through the passing cars. I immediately followed suit. Fortunately, there was a break in the traffic. I run across to the opposite sidewalk, but as I stepped onto the guardrail, I heard a roar behind me. The snarling of a car's engine, or engines, and I can't help but turn around. Where I saw Kirisu in the middle of Chuadori. She's running this way, but a car is coming at her from the side. A white van, violently, accelerating straight towards Kirisu. Uh-oh. Did we save her? When I came to, I was on top of Kirisu's body.
すまん。
なんで謝るのよ。助けてくれたんでしょ。
I guess I did. Right before the car was about to crash into Kirisu, I managed to tackle her and prevent the accident. But because my body had moved unconsciously, it doesn't feel like I did anything to save her.
バカ。一歩間違えば、あんたまで惹かれるところだったんだからね。 ありがとう。
With tears in her eyes, Kirisu murmured,
本当にありがとう。
She repeated her words of gratitude, trembling with fear. Kirisu bites down, on her lip and wipes her tears from the corners of her eyes. I look away uncomfortably and pulled myself to my feet to escape from the emotional situation. My man. I quickly scanned for the Black Hood, but he's nowhere to be seen. This is bad, really bad. We'll try heading in the direction the Black Hood was going. Right as I started to move, I saw something out of the corner of my eye, something that I couldn't overlook. That white van from earlier had smashed into a shop along the road. Perhaps the driver swerved to avoid us, losing control of the vehicle and crashing into the side of the building. We need to chase the Black Hood ASAP. I know that 100%, but I can't just ignore a situation where someone could have been hurt. I shouted with frustration, and ran toward the scene with Kirisu.
大丈夫ですか？誰か怪我人は？
Wait, isn't this that pizza shop? Kirisu calls into the building. A voice, likely that of an employee, responds.
店の方は大丈夫です。みんな厨房の中にいたんで、それよりも車の方は？
That's right, the car. Is the driver safe? Are there any passengers? When I tried to peek inside the car, a man came crawling out of the broken glass. I recognized his eccentric fashion. This man, who seems to be invoked to shine by Gaia herself, is...
呼んだせ
シードだつか、なんで知ってんだよお前
How is it that we're always running into him?
運転していた
Like
のは
for
あなた。
no good fucking reason, ever?
見りゃわかんだろ
Honestly, it was hard to believe that he'd even be allowed to drive.
他に同乗者は？
いねえよ
乗っていたのはあなた一人だけなのね。
だからそうだって言ってんだろうが
What a relief. No one was hurt. Given the clarity and vigor with which 4 degrees Celsius is speaking, he must be okay. When I look over 4 degrees Celsius's shoulder at the car, I can see that the airbag has deployed on the driver's side.
シド、お前のことは気に入らないが、一応念のため確認しておこう。無事か？
てめえ喧嘩売ってんのか
300万で売ってやろう。
上等じゃねえかこの野郎
Wait, are we actually gonna fight for 3 million? Hell yeah. This solves some problems. He roared in anger and swung his right hand into the air. In it, he held something like a crowbar. Okay, wait, hold up. Something like a crowbar. In fact, it was a crowbar. Crowbar, get hit, die. After this succession of thoughts bolt through my mind, I strike the wait, no need to be rash pose. Haven't we gone through this shit already? And then I speak.
待て！早まるな！
4 degrees Celsius wasn't rash. He didn't even have the time to be rash. Before he could get rash, someone blew in like a hurricane.
確保やべ
4 degrees Celsius was tackled to the ground. To the ground, to the ground. Alright, good fucking job, guys. Whoever was responsible for the editing department with this game, or any of the Steins Gate games, or anything that Mages is a part of, what the fuck? On top of him was a police officer in uniform. Huh?
やめろ離せ離せ離せって言ってんだろうがこら
4 degrees Celsius persisted still. Despite the cop holding him down, he still squirms around like a little cockroach. Before I knew it, 2, 3, 4, 5 officers were holding him down. Under their combined strength, 4 degrees Celsius's movement has been completely contained.
くそ覚えてろよただじゃおかねえからな
Several officers pick up 4 degrees Celsius and begin carrying him away. They then shoved him into the cop car that was parked just outside. Wow. I have no idea what all that was. Kitasu and I just looked at each other. Fortunately, an officer approached us and snapped us out of our befuddlement.
お手柄でしたね。
It was the officer who first tackled 4 degrees Celsius.
さっきの人、どうしてパトカーに？
あいつは有名なコインロッカー嵐でしてね。窃盗の常習犯なんですよ。
What a surprise. Not. It seems like something he would do.
大ビル前のコインロッカーご存知ですか？つい先ほども奴はあそこで犯行に及んでいたのです。それをパトロールしていた我々が発見しまして、いわゆる現行犯というやつですな。そこで当然のごとく逮捕しようとしたわけですが、奴は近くに止めてあった車に乗り込み、逃亡を図ったんですよ。
だからあんなにスピードを。
And that explains the first
そしてその
worldline.
結果があれというわけです。
Said the policeman as he pointed to the white van behind him with his thumb. Then I suddenly realized that the officer was holding something in his hand. Something wrapped in white handkerchief, or in a white handkerchief. Come on, game. I casually asked about it. The officer was more than happy to state my curiosity.
ああ、これですか。これは先ほど奴がコインロッカーの中から盗み取ったものです。バールでロッカーの扉をこじ開けてね。
見せてもらえますか？
ええ、いいですよ。
And with that, the officer opened his palm. I took a look at the item on the white handkerchief in his hand. Holy
懐中
shit.
時計？
違う。これはただの懐中時計じゃない。懐中だ。
Yes, there was no question about it. This was pockety. Mayuri's treasure. There is no way I could mistake it.
おや、ご存知なんですか？
ええ。知り合いのものです。
あ、そいつは弱ったな。逮捕にご協力いただいたということで、お返ししたいのは山々なのですが、
It's evidence.
一応これも証拠品なのでね、署で保管しなければならんのですよ。ご理解いただけますかね。
ところでこれ、壊れてますよね。ガラスのところがひび割れちゃってるし。
もともとこういう状態だったということは？
ありません。マユリはこれを何よりも大切にしてたんだ。いつだってピカピカに磨いて。
そうですか。では、先ほどの事故の衝撃によるものでしょう。
A burning heat boils up from the core of my body. My head began to swim, and my indignation began to white out my vision. That's not imagination. I raised my head and looked for the police car that 4 degrees Celsius was thrown into. But the car had already driven off.
くそ！シドの野郎！
Cursing in annoyance, I kicked the nearby white van.
ちょっと岡部、落ち着いて。
Kitasu grabs my shoulder to calm me, and it didn't stop my anger. He just destroyed Mayuri's most important treasure. The pocket watch that she selflessly pawned for the future of our laboratory. Huh? Wait. Why was that pocket watch inside a coin locker?
とにかく、あのシドとかいうやつのことはもうどうしようもないわ。それよりも今は。
分かってる。探そう。黒マントとマユリを。
I responded before taking one more look at the crashed van. It had crashed into a delivery pizza place. The cracked plastic sign said Pizza Rat in large letters. Yeah, it kind of rings a bell there, doesn't it? Alright, we will end it here, but I kind of just came to a realization. I hope that I can kind of word it out here. So, Mayuri had sold the pocket watch in order to have the money necessary to, I guess, work on the gadgets. For whatever her reasoning was. But fuck the reasoning. She did it, and that's what happened. And I guess at some point in these world lines, Okabe realized that that happened. And while that they could actually win the money, he wanted to get that pocket watch back. So maybe he pulled out a loan, perhaps? But why was the pocket watch in a coin locker then? That's so weird. I don't know. It seems like there's, like, I don't know. I want to say that our bad guys here are the same as the people that we have the loan from, the Black Hoods, the cult members. But I could be totally wrong on that one. This one's really weird. There's like a lot of different elements that are being thrown around here, and because we're jumping between world lines, it's kind of hard to keep track of everything. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we were trying to get the pocket watch back. That's how the loan came in, but I don't know what direction the loan came in. And I don't know, we're trying to get everything back on the right track, I think is what's happening here, but things are just getting so fucky. I don't know, it's weird. I just really don't fucking know. But thank you all for watching this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. And yeah, I guess in the next one, we'll see what else we do in this world line before we make the inevitable jump to the third world line. And we'll have that confrontation with those Black Hoods, I'm sure. We'll see what comes of that. Take it easy, guys.